Mother Divine is not bound to any ritual or any method or any ritual that we have. She is not a yogini, she is not a pishachini, she is not a lower form of energy where we can just chant a mantra and just find her and get her to us. She is Mother Divine. She is the one who's controlling everything. There's a short story that I would like to tell you. I like explaining through stories. There was this shop and there was a man inside the shop, and a lady walked in and she bought a lot of stuff. She just said thank you and went off. So this man asked the shopkeeper, "Where's the bill? You didn't charge her." So he said that we are in love, and in love there is no accounts. The relationship with Mother Divine is something like that. It depends on what you feel. So, when we think that we can just get whatever you want, yes, you can, but you need to have that power. So, with Mother Divine, no account is possible. You can't really tell her that I have chanted your name for this many times and now you're bound to me, give me what I want. So, we need to realize where we belong in this universe. We are a part of the divine, and therefore we are complete. We're just a tiny drop. Earth is a very tiny drop in our galaxy, and a galaxy is a tiny drop in the universe. The universe is a tiny drop in the multiverse. The scale of creation is enormous. Somewhere we have to be divine to experience the divine. She's beyond everything. She's anger. She's also the destroyer of anger. She's got all the essence and also the creator of all the emotions and essence. A lot of people think that just because they have a problem, they can come and you can just pay some energy exchange or pay some money and get your problem sorted. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen like that. Yes, there are ways of doing it. There are rituals that are there which can be done. But foremost, we need to see some karmic value, what we have. And we need to rise above what it is. Because what we are, what is our real nature? God is not somebody who's just sitting up there and trying to put you through hard tests in life. It's not like that. For me, the Mother Divine and the Supreme is someone who's given me the privilege to experience whatever we are experiencing, the taste, the sight, the sound of music. She is the fragrance, the chill in the eyes, the heat of the fire, the heat of the fire, and all the things that you experience. She's omnipresent. She's everything that I can possibly imagine and beyond that. I have heard this story. There was a camel. There was a small camel, and asked his mother, "That mother, why do we have this hump in our back, on our back?" And so the mother said, "The hump is stored with fat. So since primarily we are desert animals, when we don't get food for a long time, so we can survive." And then asked, "Why are our hoofs so round and legs so long?" So the mother said, "Because we have to walk in sand and we don't know exactly how deep the sand is going to be. So it helps us to navigate through the desert." "Why do we have 3 eyelashes?" asked again. "All other beings have got only 1 eyelash, and why do we have 3? So the mother said, "As the storm would come, and when the storm blows, we can close in levels so that we understand and the visibility required for us to understand where we are. And the camel said, if you're designed for sand, we are designed to be in the sand, then what are we doing in the zoo? So that's exactly how human beings are. We are all blessed with this wisdom, with the intelligence, and with all the senses, with all the syncing nature that we can sync with nature. And we have created, rather than being in our natural self, our natural environment, we have created all kinds of things that are all unnatural. So, if you're surrounded with so much of unnatural things, it's not possible to be in your natural state. And your natural state is joy and bliss. So, no matter who you're trying to connect to, whether it's Divine Mother, whether it's the Das Mahavidyas, whether it is Shiva, whether it's Narayan, it can be anyone. But unless you are in your natural state, you are not going to be able to connect to any of them. This is a story of Bihar, and he was the priest of the royal family there. He worshipped Aditya Shakti in the form of Mata Gayatri. For years he worshipped her, and he was not getting the results at all. So he told his brother that you take over the priesthood in the royal family, and I want to do my meditation, and I want to do my sadhana day and night. And this man was married, and he started practicing. He started doing the Gayatri mantra. From the age of 30 till 72, he did his practice. One sadhana every year, 24 lakhs japa every year. And by the time he was 72, he didn't get the vision. And he was very frustrated. And one day he was walking, and he met a saint in the cremation ground. And the sage said to him, why are you so disturbed? What's troubling you? And he said, if you know that I am troubled, then you should also know that why I am troubled. So the sage wanted to just bypass everything and go away, and so he held him, and he told him that, no, you have to tell me that what's the problem? Why am I not being able to get to understand Mother Divine and get her vision? Am I such a horrible child or am I doing something wrong in my sadhana? And the sage told him that just look behind. So there were 7 funeral pyres there. 6 had completely burnt off, and 1 was still left. One was still burning. And he said, these are the karmas of your past lives. You just left with 1 more to go, and you'll be fine after that. And once you're ready, you will have a vision of Mother Divine. And then he held on that I'm not going to let you go. You have to help me see the vision. Then obviously the sage said, this is not something that I can do for you, and he can. But he was persistent and insistent, and he went on. So the sage said after some time, are you ready to give up the world? He said, what's left in my world? He said, no, can you leave your family now? So he said, yes, I can. And the sage said, I think you're not ready for the vision. And then he said, no, he was. And then the sage said that, chant after me. So they chanted, both of them chanted, and there she was, right in front of his eyes. He was so angry when he saw her. And he said, you're such a stone-hearted woman, and you're such a stone-hearted mother. You're so hard. It's better that you turn into a stone. I have called you all my life. I'm 72 years old right now, and you never appeared in front of me, and now you've come just in 3 chants. What is it? Anger was brewing in him, and whether it was divine desire or domestic desire, anger was still anger. And then she said, "Alright, I will turn to stone, but you just renounced the world right away. It's only now that you took the sannyas diksha. The karmas got erased. So you cut the rope of your karmas, and therefore I had to come. And since you were initiated by such a person, so I had to come." And then she turned into a stone. And then he realized what a mess he had made out of it, what he had just done. He started crying, and the sage left. Now what he has is, he has a stone. He can't go back. You become stone. I can't leave you here. So what he did was, he made a small hut there, and he stayed there. And he stayed back there. And he started doing his meditation, and he did his worship, and he did his sadhana there. Once, when he turned 92, it's time for me to go. But people behind would never understand that you existed. So please assume a form where I can take you, I can move you. And then it said that the form immediately became a form of a yantra. And he took it back to the royal family. So this form remains with Adi Shankaracharya, actually. So this is what it is. We always understand things from our perspective, and we are not thinking from any other perspective. So whenever we hear something, or whenever somebody is trying to tell us something, we look at it from a very emotional aspect. So it's very important that we go beyond what we are thinking and what we are feeling, or what we understand of what the divine. There are three aspects of the goddess. First is devotion. Second is meditation. Third is initiation. Devotion is absolutely critical. No matter what kind of a person you are, devotion is going to make you humble. If you're not devoted to anything, if you're not devoted, if you don't have that sense of devotion in you, you will be battling with your own ego all the time, and it's not possible to understand her. You'll keep going up and you'll keep going down, and you'll not know where these emotions are springing. So let's understand that getting things what we desire is always going to be there, but what are we ready to give up for that is the most important thing. Are we ready to give up our ego? Are we ready to give up the finer things in life? One thing that I've realized is people just can't stay alone. It's a problem in the path of sadhana, because unless you're alone, you'll never be able to understand what the divine is. You have to be by yourself. You have to learn to be alone. You have to learn to give up a few things. You have to learn to have your priorities in place. And once you're devoted to your own life, once you're devoted to your own work, once you're devoted to your own study, once you're devoted to your own meditation, you will find the divine in you. So let's get the Devi in.